Hey all, and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Woldridge.
And let's talk about the Shazam teaser and how it's going to fix the DC universe.
Or
That's how you make a click hole. Click, bait, click.
Click!
I am extremely excited to see Zachary Levi as Billy Batson, aka Shazam. He's the Shazam Captain Marvel part of that duo.
Part of it.
But we got a teaser this week, which I thought, based on the big promo from social media, that it would have been a full trailer. But that's probably coming in hot very soon. Hopefully, long enough for us to talk about it when it does happen, which is pretty cool. Ocean Master, man, people are super excited about. Oh, that was from Austin. Thank you for that. You guys, if you're watching a YouTube video, you're missing out one of the best parts of the Twitch show. Wednesdays, 3 p.m. PST, twitch.tv/playnoggin. But I want to talk about all the stuff that we got from this trailer. Big highlight moments. We actually have an asset of this, of Billy Batson the kid jumping off the building, getting struck by lightning right in the chest. Yeah. Incredible moment.
Yeah, it's super cool. It looks really cool. It's very cinematic and awesome. Practically speaking, I think I would stay on the building until the powers activate.
Boo!
Yeah, a lot.
You be a bad Spider-Man.
Listen, you're putting a lot of faith in your abilities kicking in, and I've seen too many of this stuff where it's like, I'm out of web fluid, or the bad guy took my powers away, and you crash and hurt yourself real bad.
But you get right back up. That's how Spider-Verse always taught us.
I mean, not if you're the little kid before you become the. See, at least Spider-Man still had enough of his powers.
Kids bounce right back up, man.
Yeah.
Kids are resilient.
That said, cool moment.
Cool moment.
Logistically, who cares? It looks really cool.
Hey, if you got magic on your side, that's pretty cool. But we got a lot of fun little. We got some more action in this. We had more comedy. We get more of Mark Strong, our villain of the film.
Very slightly more of him.
Dr. Savannah.
I don't think he says a single line.
Nope, not yet.
In the trailer.
Saving that for the movie.
It's
possibly
great.
The sequel.
He's got a really fun Southern accent. He's trying out on. I'm kidding.
You know what? Baller.
Yeah.
Sorry, not baller. Ballsy. We'll see how that goes. Baller move, man. No. You also get a fun kind of homage to Man of Steel, and this is why I want to talk about it, because I don't want to just do like a breakdown, even though there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs in this, and just fun nods to like DC in general when you have Zachary Levi as Shazam and his Captain Marvel Jr.
What are they going to call him in the movie?
There you go.
It's Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman is his buddy.
They're at the real estate agent's office, and they're trying to find a lair overlooking some water. Very important. So you kind of have those cool like fly-ins.
Exactly.
Batman does it.
Yeah. So they're at a real estate agent looking for that lair. There's also a scene where he's trying to buy beer because he's an adult, which also raises the question: once he Shazams, does he have to wear the costume?
I think so.
Or could he just dress as a dude?
I think he'd have to wear the costume.
Yeah,
like it's part of his skin.
But the point is, it's so much fun. It's such a fun take on what if you were a kid. I mean, like as a kid, I wouldn't have gone for beer, but that type of idea of like, what could you get? Try and drive a car. You can fly. You don't need to, but you'd still probably try. You'd still probably like, hey, now I'm an adult. You know what I mean?
Rent a car.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Do your taxes. Do your fun adult shit. Yeah.
Whoa. Buy a lotto ticket and just get bummed like everybody else.
Yeah.
But no, what I want to talk about this because of how much fun it is. A lot of people are like, we've even talked about this. Hey, we're guilty of it. Talked about that. Like maybe DC get a little too dark, or it just kind of feels a little, hey. Like, no one really knows what's happening, but you get Aquaman, you get a Wonder Woman, you get these good movies. It's like, do we want a clear trajectory for these films, or do we just want them to kind of, like, live as their own thing and occasionally they cross over? Whatever you want. Like, we've been trying to think, like, how do you make this work to make audiences more excited for these films to come out? Yeah. Which, based on Aquaman, I think everyone's fine, basically. But when it comes to this movie, after watching this trailer, I'm like, actually, this is kind of like the perfect answer for, like, you don't need to do a reboot. You just need to make one movie that is just... It's a pure celebration of everything that is DC. When you see this, it's about a kid in universe in this like depressing kind of world that you set up with like the Zack Snyder movies. Yeah. There's no commentary on those. I'm just saying it's a more dour
It's bleak.
Look.
Yeah, it's just the world is bleak. Yeah.
You don't see anybody really having fun.
Remember when Batman... And by the way, I actually own the director's cut of that movie. I don't hate it. But remember when the Batmobile goes over a truck and like the wheel pancakes a guy's head?
Yeah.
That's in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's bleak.
He branded people.
He branded people. That's crazy.
All we're saying is those movies were a little bleak.
Yeah. And what you can do to pivot
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to acknowledge like those aspects of it. It can just acknowledge the parts of those heroes that we enjoy and what Billy, Freddy want to emulate.
Are excited about.
Yeah. And that in turn allows us to feel okay with liking this. Like, because when you watch Man of Steel, there's parts of it I enjoy. There's a part of the movie where I feel like it loses it.
Agreed. But then that end, you start feeling like gross. Like, oh, this isn't fun. So many people are dying. This isn't fun.
I'm cool if we are allowed to like those heroes, and I think Marvel does a good job. It's like they can have dark moments, but it's also like they have. I'm not saying that they should be Marvel movies. I think a positive of Marvel movies, usually, not they don't always nail it, but they allow you to have fun with those characters, even if they're more serious. You can surround them with supporting characters that are fun. But with this,
like Black Panther, T'Challa in that is a more serious protagonist, but the people around him are having fun.
That makes it fun, and that makes you enjoy those. Supporting characters, and then you're more fans of them. Like I'm reading Shuri's comic right now, even though before that I just vaguely knew who that was. So that makes me happy. And in this film, I think just a great way to just kind of reinvigorate your brand is just to allow it to be fun and have it be a party. It's like it's a great celebration. It's 100% wish fulfillment in the sense that it's a magic movie, and that is that's the entirety of who Shazam is. But also, it's just allowing the audience that is going to be dragging the most amount of people to go see this movie to get exactly what they want. And in the appeal of big is where you get to kind of think back of like as a kid, like these are the things you want to do, and like that's the same answer to that, but with Superman.
But what if exactly? What if you cranked it up even more? Not only were you an adult, but you're an adult that had superpowers.
And everyone.
Yeah.
Not only are you
cool ones,
Superman, you can do like lightning powers if you want to, which is a good way to differentiate if you want to.
But it's also interesting, and I think I said this when we were talking about Aquaman too. I like the idea that you can have more fun with these movies, but they all don't need to feel the same. Mm-hmm. Aquaman feels significantly different than Wonder Woman, and it looks like this movie is going to feel significantly different than both those movies. And I think if you have a bigger universe with a bunch of different characters with different abilities, different worlds, having them each feel like they own and inhabit their own world with their own rules, and the movie itself can feel different, that's great. Like, they don't all have to match the same tone. Like, that's the appeal. The appeal is when you see a character like Batman, who is the most grounded and for the majority of my life, gritty and grounded and darker, interact with Superman. These two characters shouldn't for any right inhabit the same universe.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do, that's the cool part.
Yeah.
Like, Marvel's nailed the idea of like everybody has the same tone, has kind of the same, it looks like Captain Marvel will be the most crazy powerful out of any of them, but they're most around the same power set. They've nailed that. They own that. You're not going to be able to beat them at that game. Aquaman's movie feels like its own universe. Wonder Woman feels like its own universe. And then if you see these universes connect, it'll feel different and cool and interesting. And like, that's part of the fun is like, wait, how is this going to work? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So God bless them also for taking a character that nobody had any interest in. And generating interest in them.
Jay Shark says, well, it's weird when people talk about DC movies and they never bring up Suicide Squad. I'll be honest, it does really slip my mind.
I'm going to be honest. I think now it's safe for me to say that is the bottom of the barrel for me. And there are elements of that movie that I enjoy.
Yeah. I think I can name the three of them. It's when Will Smith does any gun tricks. I'm like, wow, that's super cool. Like every time I got amped in the theater. And then the rest of the movie
anyway, so Suicide Squad, but I don't think they need to do a whole reboot with these movies. Just keep turning out good movies, and I would, and as a fan, I'd say keep letting them be different. Mm-hmm. Let them be different. Like, this movie, I want Flash to feel different than all of these movies. You know what I mean?
I've been hearing, like, because a lot of people went on like Reddit and were kind of trying to do a cost analysis of how much Shazam's costume cost to make, and actually David S. Sandberg responded, and they're like, it costs $1 million to make the suit. And he's like, that's not true. That's not how it, and also it doesn't work like that, because you have to make different iterations. Like, at one of the early set photos that we got, he had totally different shoes that were just falling apart as he was walking around or running. So they had to make boots, and honestly, the boots look a lot better than what he had before. Maybe they're a little harder to work with, but I think I think overall it's good. But also, they were talking about in that same article that this movie has such a small budget.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at the teaser, you can kind of tell.
You can kind of tell?
Yeah.
But I think I could be okay with it, though.
No, 100%. I don't think you need a crazy high budget. Like, look at this is a weird example, but like, look at what the John Wick movies do. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when everybody was talking about like, remember the first Deadpool movie had its budget slashed, but it was still like 4 times that of a John Wick movie, and it's like you could have done more with it. It just depends on how you spend it. If you compare it to Aquaman, which clearly had every dollar of that movie's on the screen, specifically with the CG. And again, that's part of what makes him feel different. I'm glad it's cheaper because then it doesn't need to make all the money in the world. It doesn't need to pull Aquaman numbers to do really well.
It just needs to have a script and if I can tell that the people who made this movie were having fun, and they're not ashamed of it, which the movie doesn't seem ashamed. Actually, like I've said, it seems like a celebration. Why do they want to layer? It's like because that's what Batman has, or Fortress of Solitude. That's what Superman has. Yeah, not now. He doesn't have
not
that.
In this one.
Not in this one.
But also, the one thing I'm a little worried about in the trailer is we see him battling Savannah, which it looks like somehow Savannah has gotten Captain Marvel-esque abilities.
Classic.
And the specific shot where they're fighting in the city looks specifically like it's homaging the fight between Superman and Zod and Man of Steel. And if it's just the same, if it's them commenting on it somehow, having a fun riff on it, maybe there's even a joke nodding that like, hey, isn't this what happened to Metropolis? Cool. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with it.
I would like that. Like they're trying to dodge the buildings. It's like, I can't hit that.
Yeah, exactly. If he's saving people, if he's doing better, if they just took the animatics from Man of Steel and made this fight, it's like, okay, well, maybe try harder.
My dream, wish fulfillment, if you will, for this is I would like him being thrown through a building and being like, that sucked, like that hurt, or him saving people or trying to dodge the buildings. Like,
agreed.
Go higher up. Go. So you're maybe a plane, and then maybe you can grab it or something like that. Also, if you wanted to do a real big tip of the hat, have Shazam bring a plane, like save a plane. Yeah. Every Superman movie does it. Yeah. It's a go-to. Question, and if he's supposed to be like Superman, that's perfect.
Exactly. So I have a question for you, but I think we'll dive into this next part first because classic toy leaks. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves them. It's the most. Toy companies probably love them because it's the most attention their product gets. It's like, ooh, what can you tell us about this upcoming movie with your toy release? So we've gotten leaks of pop figures that imply that we are going to see, shocker, we're going to see more of the Shazam family. That was introduced in Jeff Johns' run in the New 52. Originally, when I was coming up, the Shazam family was called Captain Marvel then. It's Captain Marvel Jr., which is weird because they're both kids around the same age. Yeah. Mary Marvel. He had an uncle. What was the uncle's name? Doesn't matter. He's not going to be in this movie.
And Tawny.
But yeah, yes, he technically was part of the Shazam family, but he didn't have but Talkie Tawny was the talking tiger, which now that I say it out loud, it's like, I want that in this movie. Like, I haven't seen anything of the talking tiger. I want that shit. Give it to me. But this is going to be from the expanded version of the family that was introduced in Jeff Johns' New 52 run on the character.
In the Funko Pops, we see Eugene and Darla, and it's kind of cool because they're not just like another version of them. It's so far as that series is actually really short, and we never visit those characters again.
Well, because originally it was a backup in the Justice League comic.
But then they collected that, so you can just read that by itself. But now that they're doing the new Shazam comic, they're kind of exploring the lore more. Like Eugene, he has like magic over technology, which at first it's like, that's just kind of an angle on it, but I think you could have a lot of fun with it. He talks to it. Like he can just fully understand what technology is saying. It's like, hey, he doesn't like when you kick it or whatever. I think that's fun. Darla could be a lot of fun as well. And Pedro, like there's a lot of fun characters. Also, Screen Rant did a list of the actors that we're probably going to see as adult versions of the Marvel family.
These actors have either been seen on set or they're in the movie, but they haven't been given roles, so they're probably going to be filling out.
So, quick rundown. We know Zachary Levi is your adult Billy Batson, a.k.a. Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever. Yeah. Then for Freddie Freeman, we have Adam Brody, which is very interesting.
Who originally was Captain Marvel Jr. Obviously, they're going to have a different name because it's not. Yeah, they're not calling Captain Marvel.
We also have Ross Butler as Eugene, which is interesting. Ross is on Riverdale in 13 Reasons Why.
And if you want to bring up those pop figures again, Eugene is one of the pop figures we have.
For Mary Marvel, we have Michelle Borth, who we have seen, let me see, from Combat Hospital Hawaii Five-0 and The Forgotten.
Now, this one's weird to me, by the way, because the actress who plays Mary is an adult.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she becomes 21. I don't know how she becomes more adult, but sure, whatever.
Taller.
Yeah.
But heels. Yeah. Then we have DJ
Catrona.
Thank you.
As Pedro, and it's interesting because he was supposed to play Superman in George Miller's Justice League movie, Justice League Mortal. Also, Adam Brody was supposed to play the Flash.
Weird. weird.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Weird. Shuffling him over to the Shazam movie.
Yeah.
Good for them, though. But also, he was in, I had it right here.
He's from Dusk Till Dawn, the series.
There we go.
Which I think you can watch on Netflix.
And then Megan Good is Darla, and that one's a confusing one for me because Darla is extremely young, so she's going to become a full adult.
Yeah.
And she was in the Minority Report TV show, as far as I could tell.
Congratulations.
There you go. That had a season. That sure did.
It sure did have a season.
And guess what, gang? We can't get mad at the toy companies anymore. If you don't want to look at it, don't want to look at it. And if you watch this show, you're welcome. Because I realized we showed it to you. Thought I was going to have a zinger for you, but that's on us. Pretty cool. But this movie's really quick. This movie's coming out on April 5th.
Like soon.
Yeah.
Like soon. Like it's happening. Now, question for you. Do you think we will get a tease, a nod, a something of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam? We have to, right?
Earlier, I said like a silhouette because that's easy. Maybe not to get that build. It's like when people were looking for stunt doubles when Shaq did Steel, that movie. They're like, we can't. He's the only person that size. But I think we're going to get a cameo. But now that we're
an after credit, maybe.
Yeah, but now that we're getting the whole Marvel family, show the bad version of that. You're gonna tease that by the end.
Black Adam's such a cool character, and Dwayne Johnson as the character will be so cool. There's been rumors that he's supposed to show up in the Suicide Squad sequel. So set him up here, or now there's a whole family of them. Who should they fight? Black Adam. That'd be so cool.
Here's a weird one.
Yes,
we've only really seen him play a good dude.
Fast Five. He was the antagonist. He was the antagonist, but he also was working for the good guys. It's just our heroes were criminals. So there
you go. He was
also he was a criminal in Pain and Gain. Michael Bay's Pain and Gain.
Did you see it though?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but he's like lovable. It's not like the same kind of thing. He might play an antagonist, but he's not Black Adam.
But the way they've been talking about Black Adam is that they're going to play up the anti-hero angle of the character as opposed to the straight villain version that rips people in half.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. I saw him fly through a kid once.
He rips.
He flew right through that kid.
Yeah, and also if you've read Jeff Johns' New 52 run, he does some pretty heinous stuff in that as well. So,
but hey, I think it's your evil Superman. It's your Zod. Love to see a Zod versus Black Adam in something. But anyway, it's not important. Michael Shannon's never going to come back to these movies. Probably.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either. But gang, let us know what you think about Shazam and what you want to see and how you want to see Black Adam hop into these movies. Also, let's see a Justice League movie with Shazam in there with this Aquaman now with the full everything and Wonder Woman. Make me one happy camper.
So those were our thoughts on the new Shazam teaser. Are you excited for the movie? What would you like to see in it? And what are your favorite members of the Shazam family? Leave that comment in the comment section down below. Hit like, subscribe, the bell notification, onlystupidanswers.com, patreon.com/onlystupidanswers, live on twitch.tv/playnoggin, Wednesdays at 3:30 p.m. and Thursdays for Super TV Showdown at 3:30 p.m. And for more